Hey everyone, and welcome back to Old Charles. Today, we're diving into a coin that's a true sleeper hit in the world of numismatics. It's a coin that millions of people have held, spent, and probably lost in the bottom of a drawer. It's the humble 1978 Hong Kong 20-cent piece that you're looking at it right now. To the untrained eye, it's just small change. Literally. But I'm here to ask you a burning question. Is this simple piece of cupronickel a hidden treasure? Could the 1978 Hong Kong 20 cents be worth a small fortune? Stick around, because the answer is far more fascinating than you might think. Before we even look at the coin's value, we have to understand its world. 1978. Hong Kong was a British crown colony in the midst of an economic miracle. It was a bustling, vibrant hub of manufacturing, trade, and finance. Skyscrapers were shooting up, and the city was cementing its status as a global powerhouse. This coin was a workhorse of the Hong Kong economy. It was part of a decimalized system introduced in the 1860s, but this specific design, featuring Queen Elizabeth II on the obverse, had been in circulation since 1955. By 1978, this coin was absolutely everywhere. It was used in every single transaction, from buying a newspaper from a street vendor to making a phone call. They were minted by the Royal Mint in London in the tens of millions. With that context, your spidey senses should be tingling. We have a coin that was produced in massive quantities for a bustling economy. That usually spells one thing in the coin world: common, common, common. And for the most part, you'd be right. But there's always a but. Here she is, a young Queen Elizabeth II. This is the third portrait, designed by Arnold Machin. You'll see the inscription, Elizabeth II and Hong Kong. This portrait was used on Hong Kong coinage from 1971 to 1984. This is the classic design, a Chinese junk ship sailing on choppy waves. It's a beautiful, iconic image that symbolizes Hong Kong's history as a trading port. Below the ship, you have the denomination 20 cents and the year 1978. Now, the specifications. It's made of cupronickel, that's 75% copper and 25% nickel. It has a diameter of a modest 19.5 millimeters and weighs about 2.59 grams. It has a reeded edge, those little grooves on the side, to prevent clipping and counterfeiting back in the day. So, it's a standard, well-produced, circulating coin. Nothing exotic. But value in coin collecting isn't just about the metal. It's about three things: condition, rarity, and demand. You find this in an old piggy bank or a jar of foreign coins. It's got scratches, where the details are soft. The Queen's portrait is flat. The junk ship has lost its definition. For this coin, the value is face value, or maybe a few cents more as a curiosity. We're talking 5 to 20 US cents. Sorry to disappoint, but the vast majority of 1978 20-cent coins are in this state and are essentially worth their weight in, well, cupronickel. This is a coin that never entered circulation. It was saved in mint bags or rolls. It has its original luster, no contact marks, full sharp details. This is where we see a little jump. A brilliant uncirculated BU example of the 1978 20-cent coin might fetch between $1 and $3 USD. Why? Because while it's not rare, it's still a piece of history in perfect condition. Collectors building year sets will pay a small premium for a coin this nice. But here's where the plot thickens. With any mass-produced coin, errors happen. And error coins are where the real money is. For the 1978 20 cent, you need to look for things like die breaks, ***, cracks in the stamping die that leave raised, blob-like lines on the coin, off-center strikes, ***, where the coin isn't struck perfectly in the middle. Double dies, ***, a misalignment in the die hubbing process that creates a slight doubling of the lettering or date. An error coin, depending on the severity and visibility, can be worth $10, $50, or even over $100 to the right specialist collector. So, let's answer the question we started with. Is the regular 1978 Hong Kong 20-cent coin a fortune? For 99.9% of them, they are not. They are common, mass-produced relics of a fascinating era. Point 1. Get a magnifying glass ***, inspect every millimeter of that coin. Look for anything odd, any doubling, any weird bumps or cracks. Point 2. Compare online ***, go to sites like Numista, or look at sold listings on eBay. Don't look at what people are asking. Look at what people have actually asterisk paid 3. Consider grading asterisk if you find a coin in absolutely pristine condition, or you suspect a major error. Consider sending it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. For a common coin like this, it's usually not worth the fee unless you are 99% sure you have a winner. The 1978 Hong Kong 20-cent coin teaches us a vital lesson in numismatics. Age and beauty alone don't create value. It's the story of supply and demand. With over 30 million minted, the supply is huge, and the demand is only from a niche group of collectors. But its value isn't purely monetary. Holding this coin is holding a piece of Hong Kong's history. It's a tangible link to a dynamic, world-changing city at a pivotal point in its story. In that sense, its historical value is immense. The story of the 1978 Hong Kong 20-cent coin is not just about a single piece of metal. It's a chapter in the larger narrative of Hong Kong's economic, political, and numismatic evolution. To understand this humble coin, we must journey back to the origins of a modern currency system in a British colony with a deep Chinese heritage. Before the 1860s, commerce in Hong Kong was a chaotic mix of foreign and Chinese currencies. Spanish and Mexican silver dollars, Chinese silver. Portrait of a young Queen Elizabeth II. The 1955 to 1974 issues used the first portrait, or first definitive, design by Mary Gillick. The elegant image of a Chinese junk ship sailing on waves. This design, rich in symbolism of Hong Kong's maritime history as a trading port, was used for the 10-cent, 20-cent, and 50-cent coins. These new 20-cent coins were struck in cupronickel, a durable, silver-looking alloy of copper and nickel, marking the final break from precious metal coinage for this denomination. In 1971, Hong Kong coinage updated the obverse to the third portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Arnold Machin. This is the portrait found on the 1978 coin. It is a more mature and detailed depiction of the Queen. This was the peak of Hong Kong's post-war industrial boom. The colony was a manufacturing juggernaut, a global financial center in the making, and one of the 4 Asian tigers. The economy was bustling, and there was a massive demand for small change to fuel countless daily transactions in markets, shops, and public transport. The 1978 20-cent coins, like most of this era, were produced by the Royal Mint in London. While exact mintage figures for every year are not always public, it is known that production runs were in the tens of millions. The 1978 issue was, by all accounts, a common, business-strike coin meant for circulation. It was a workhorse of the economy, not a collectible. The Machin portrait and the junk ship design continued until 1984. The 1978 coin sits squarely in the middle of this final period for British colonial coinage, with the signing of the Sino-British Joint Declaration in 1984, which set the stage for the 1997 handover. The design of Hong Kong's coinage was changed. The portrait of the British monarch was removed. From 1985 onwards, new coinage featured the Bauhinia flower, the emblem of post-handover Hong Kong.